Hello, welcome back. We are here for another week of the CEA, and I am excited about it. Today, we have two teams that are both long-standing members of the CEA, haven't had the greatest results this season, but they have been around, they've been building their communities for a very long time. We have Facebook Lingstagram versus the Red Hatlings. Now, I'm really excited about this. It's going to be a very fun match between two, I believe, pretty evenly matched teams. And, well, ultimately, it'll be a lot of fun. It always is. The CEA, of course, fantastic organization. The Corporate Esports Association. We are sponsored, of course, by Gilded.gg and Shopify. Big ups, big thanks to both of those guys. I'm, of course, your host, Steadfast. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. And, yeah, so it's going to be these two teams, the aforementioned teams. It is, of course, a best-of-5 clan war style. And I think we're going to be having a lot of fun with this one. First up is going to be the, I believe, captain of the Red Hatlings, Zip, versus... it's going to be... Oh, no, it's not going to be Zip. It's going to be Cephalopod versus Singularity. Both of these teams, to talk about the records a little bit, they did go 1-4 in the initial phase of the tournament and got placed into the consolation side. And in the first week of consolation, they were able to go 1-0 in their setup. Pretty good stuff. You know what? I may need to run right back here in just a moment. Yeah, we're just going to be right back. Yeah, I'll be back in about a minute. And then we will get going with the lobby. Just had something pop up. Oh. One moment. All right, we will be right back. Sorry about that, folks. We are back now, and we're going to be getting right into the game. Huh. Nothing like a little bit of a workout to get the blood pumping. And once again, we are starting things off with the Red Hatlings Cephalopod versus Facebook Lingstagram's Singularity. Singularity is the captain of Facebook Lingstagram, and, well, let's get right on into it. Spawning down in the bottom left position of Ice and Chrome, it is the blue Protoss player. Give it up for Singularity. Representing Facebook Lingstagram. And their opponent spawning up in the top right, representing the red Hatlings. It is Cephalopod. Now, Ice and Chrome is one of the bigger maps. Of course, it's not in the map pool anymore. The CEA uses a little bit of a different map setup, I would say. Kind of more focused on... creating interesting setups, interesting dichotomies, and it leads to a lot of fun, to be honest. I've really enjoyed it. We've had some Team Liquid map contest maps make it in. We were sampling the new ladder maps before they were out. We did one where it was old school maps, one where it was GSL maps. It's just been a lot of fun overall. And, ooh, look at this Cephalopod. Going to be going for an early pool here. Kind of neat. And we'll get that hatchery down. Singularity is going to see that it is a little bit later than normal. And we'll have to see if this triggers anything. Of course, the Corporate Esports Association, not the highest level players in the world. You're never going to see that. But you will see a lot of teams that fight with a lot of heart. They have a lot of fun going with these games. And, you know, it creates some really cool stuff. Create some really cool scenarios where a lot of rivalries have popped up. Amazon has been one of the top teams. Amazon, even the two Amazon teams themselves at the highest level, they have really kind of developed their own rivalry. I know, what's the other team? Shopify this year has a really strong team. There's just been some really, really cool setups, and I'm looking forward to seeing what these two long-standing teams can do, if they're going to be able to win the contender division, or if they're going to get kind of relegated back down. It is a little bit of a pride fight at this point. But to be honest, it always is. Oh, look at this. Sixlings are going to make their way in, and they're actually going to get a decent surround on this. Nice micro right there from Cephalopod, and he is going to be looking to depower this pylon. Adept is being chrono boosted out, but if this gets canceled, that could be a lot of trouble. But the probes will get pulled, and that is going to allow the Adept to pop on out. And now, with the Nexus finished, it's not even that much lost mining time if you just goes straight onto those minerals. And Singularity, going to be able to, survive this little 6-ling pressure not too badly. Oh, but losing track of the lings in the main. Already going to lose 1, 2, 3 probes. Make it 4. Is that going to be 5? I think it will be. And, well, the Adept will eventually clean these lings up. Are we going to see another probe go down? Oh, Dying Breath does not quite get the kill, but very, very close. And that was a ton of damage right there. 6 probes going down all told. Of course, one of those from a little bit earlier, but that is really nice. Cephalopod getting a little bit supply blocked, which is never comfortable, but man, the damage he just did was very, very devastating. And Singularity going up to an additional gas right here, but needs to focus a little bit more on those minerals right now. Get some more probes remade, as that really just disrupted his build a whole heck of a lot. And, well, never comfortable in those scenarios. Now, we'll have to see what the follow-up is. Oh, okay. Looks like it's going to be a Twilight Council for the Protoss player here. Zerg player is going to be building a good number of lings. Third base was a little bit delayed, but it's on the way now. And, well, we'll have to see what the follow-up is going to be here. Still hasn't been exactly declared. There we go. Roach Warren coming down, as well as an Evo Chamber. So there's a good chance we'll see that +1 missile come down. Should see a layer pretty soon. Looks like there's going to be a few Adepts come down, as well as Resonating Glaives. Resonating Glaives, of course, kind of dictating the meta for a while in this PvZ matchup. A very, very strong, useful upgrade. Really powers those units up. And look at this, 3 more gateways coming down. So yeah, this is looking like it's going to be a bit of a commitment here from Singularity. Oh, look at this. Look at this gas mining. We have got some very low gas mining, and this is going to be a bit of a trickery move coming out of Singularity here, representing full gas mining to this Overlord. That is really nice stuff. And, well, Overlord still does see this number of Adepts, but hiding the actual gas content from Singularity, very, very intelligent move and very tricky. Now, it looks like Cephalopod, having seen the Adepts where the Overlord is placed, may be able to still figure out what is going on. Kind of funny to see the Creep Tumor, like, going through the ground when there's no ground to go through. It's always cute to see those little graphical kind of bugs, I guess. And there we go. That +1 missile is on the way. Cephalopod up to 48 workers, which is pretty nice count. Especially compared to Singularity's just 2 base, 34 probe economy. Oh, this probe in the wall, that's not going to be able to hold the ground against these Lings. No Warpin will come in, and that is going to be a devastating run by coming from Cephalopod. The probes are going to get massacred here in this natural expansion. Adepts are already moving forward. They're trying to fight, but they run into some roaches, and GG is called. Cephalopod going to take a really nice game number 1, and that will put the Red Hatlings, I believe, up 1-0 in the series. Very nicely done right there from Cephalopod. Excellent job. And conversely, nice little build from Singularity. Very, very cheeky. A lot of these teams really do take this league seriously, and they put a lot of practice in, come up with a lot of kind of sneaky little builds there. And well, we kind of saw that a little bit right here. Very, very cool stuff. Always nice to see teams kind of stretching things out, kind of trying to play the mind game a little bit. Very cool. And well, next game we are going to be getting into is one of the classics, Cloud Kingdom Junior, if I may, or Junior, Cloud Kingdom the 7th, maybe. It is Eternal Empire. Eternal Empire, one of the most classic maps out there. And next up, we are going to be having the team captain from the Red Hatlings, Zip. And he is going to be going up against Undertone here. Undertone from Facebook, Lingstagram, going to be looking to even the series here. Looks like on paper, these players are pretty evenly matched. So could go any which way, to be honest. Once again, these teams did have 1-4 records in the first stage of this. Yeah, first stage of this. That's the best way to describe it. But those records are wiped clean once you get into the next stage. So they are now 1-0 in this second consolation stage. And, well, that's pretty nice because now both teams have an opportunity to kind of win this little consolation bracket. And that would be, you know, it's obviously you'd love to win the whole thing, get some money for charity on behalf of your company, but it's still a very cool thing to see what we're seeing right now. And, well, hopefully we'll see a good game right here. It looks like it is going to be a ZVZ. ZVZ, one of those matchups that is so stylistic. So stylistic, so much mustard on it, and a lot can go wrong and a lot can go well. But it's always a little bit tricky. Sorry, just organizing some stuff. We've got a wedding next weekend, so you may have noticed the last couple weeks I've been joined by, well, last week? Yeah, last week I was joined by Beowulf. Of course, always a pleasure to have him on. This week he is unavailable, but next week I will be unavailable, and as such, he'll be solo casting. But the week after that, we will reunited, and it feels so good. And we're going to be able to bring you some more dual commentary coverage. But for now, you are stuck with just me, and I'll do my best to keep you company on this lovely Saturday Blue Moon Halloween. What a crazy thing, huh? And, well, enough of my dithering aside. Let's get into the game here. Spawning down in the bottom left position of Eternal Empire. It is the red Zerg player from the Red Hatlings. Seems appropriate. Give it up for Zip. going for what appears to be a 13-12. I talked about stylistic choices. This is one of them. Pure aggression right out of the gate. Lingbane all in. It is going to be difficult to hold. And we have their opponent spawning up in the top right position of the map, representing Facebook Lingstagram, looking to even the series at 1 apiece, but going to have to deal with this pretty effectively. It is Undertone. And, well, this is already looking a little bit tough. Going for this hatch first is not going to make things easy for Undertone here. Zip is going to be in a scenario where things are not easy, I would say. Undertone, the burden is on your opponent to always react perfectly, and that's a big ask. That is a really, really big ask. And we'll have to see if they are going to be able to do that, or if they're going to be falling victim a little bit to this Lingbane all-in. It is a hatch gas pool, and, well, that is never fun. That is about the worst possible scenario here. Of course, it is the most standard build, so it's not surprising. We will see these Lings. Of course, the design of Eternal Empire kind of makes this build a little bit more powerful. The Lings are not going to get spotted until they are in the middle of the map. That first Overlord does miss them, and what's the response going to be from Undertone? He's going to want to, you know, probably build 2 spine crawlers up in that main base, but it's going to be a little bit tricky for him to go for this defense. There's some cute Zerglings there. Those are, is that Brood War skin? They look very Brood War-esque. And, well, there we go. 1 spine is going to come down. Zip immediately going for the main mineral line. Drones will be able to grab 1 of them. Ling's going to turn to fight. Or drones, I should say, are going to turn to fight. We'll be able to chase them away, but now this spine crawler is exposed, and it is going to get taken out. Killed, not canceled. And, well, this is already looking tough, and the Baneling nest hasn't even been used just yet. There we go. 2 Banelings morphing into the natural. Could have used these 2 Lings to get on top of them. Would have been a really nice play for Undertone, but this is looking really, really dicey right here. Queen at the natural will inject, and in the main, would have loved to see actually saving up for some energy right there for a potential transfuse. But these Lings are going to get taken out, and now the Banelings coming to the mineral line. Oh, the drones are going to get massacred right there. 7 of them going down, but now there's actually not that many Lings left over. They will get taken out by these Queens. Oh, but the damage is already done. 15 drones have gone down, and that is crippling economic damage. Down to just 3 workers is Undertone, and the barrage of assault has not finished yet. Oh, where are those 4 Banelings morphing? They're actually being morphed defensively, but, you know, that's, at this point, the damage has been done, as I've said. This is nothing short of a catastrophe, I would say, for Facebook Lingstagram in this game number 2. Going to be trying to get across the map with these Lings, seeing what can be done. But already a Baneling in position. Oh, 2 Banelings going to take out every single Zergling, and Undertone, having lost any potential counterattack damage, will be forced to tap out. And this has been a pretty quick start to the series so far. Things are not looking good for Facebook Lingstagram. Red Hatlings on the verge of a 3-0. And, well, never a comfortable spot to be in right there. We are going to be heading into game number 3 in just a moment, by the way. Currently, it is Sean versus Mr. Sleep. Facebook Linkstagram's Sean going to be looking to try and even the series here. But it is going to be a tall order, to say the least. And, well, never easy. Never easy when you're down 2-0. But, of course, all it takes is 1 win to gain a little bit of momentum. And then, you know, all of a sudden, just got to get, you know, you rally a little bit. You get up into that 4th match, send it to the ace match. Boom. It's winner take all. Just like that. All you got to do when you're down 2-0 is just win 2 games. All of a sudden, it's 2-2. Look at that. How exciting can you make math? Not very. Devastating damage right there, though, from that 13-12 in game number 2. And Zip pulling out the cheese for his team in game number 2. Throat is a little bit dry there. Wow. All right, all right, all right. Let's head on into game number 3 in just a moment here. Oh. Ooh. Interesting. Oh. Oh, very cool. Looks like it is going to be a TVT in game number 3. Everdream will be the match. Will be the map, I should say. And this is going to be a good one. Oh, TVT. Nope, ZVT. ZVT. Ooh, even better. ZVT, the classic matchup here. Both players, once again, on paper, looking pretty evenly matched. Only a couple hundred MMR difference between these two players. But the beauty of it is, these two teams, all it takes is one. All it takes is one. And on paper, it looks like the red Hatlings player is a little bit lower ranked than his opponent. But once again, MMR doesn't mean too much in a single best of one, which these teams are playing. Of course, Clan War style. Not as common as it used to be, but it is a pretty great layout, I would say. But without further ado, let's get into game number 3. Spawning up in the top right position of the map, trying to bring his team back into it and put a point on the board. Representing Facebook Lingstagram, it is Ketsi, or Sean. And their opponent spawning down in the bottom left position, looking to end things with a bang and call on Mr. Sandman. It is Mr. Sleep. Now, of course, as I mentioned, Everdream, one of those maps that is, well, you know, it's just a good map. One of the older last season maps. Very stable, very solid. At the highest level, of course, it was a pretty strong map for, you know, parade push Terran. Tank bio pushes were very, very strong on this map. There was a lot of positions around the 3rd and 4th base that were pretty tricky to hold on to. Pushing straight up the middle was scary for Zerg to deal with as well, just because, you know, any time that if a push ever went poorly, you could always just pull back to the rocks, set up some tanks here. A lot of places to elevator, really frightening tank spot here. If you could get close enough to that 3rd base, tanks right here were devastating. They covered so much surface area. In addition, trying to push onto the 4th base, strong positions here for tanks. Just a really, really strong tank marine map. Let's say the Zerg player takes this as their 4th base. Tank position. Tank position. Tank position. Tank position. Tank position. Boom. Tank positions everywhere. But it looks like the Terran player is going to be playing this a little bit safer and going to be building a command center in base. Not something you see every day. In fact, not very common at all, to be honest. And we'll be going for a Reaper right up into that reactor. Ooh, meanwhile, look at what we're seeing from the red Zerg here. Quick Roach Warren. What does that mean? Well, when it's this quick, it means only one thing, and that is going to be a very aggressive move from Mr. Sleep here. Probably going to be going for a big Roach Ling all-in with that Ling speed on the way. And, well, this Reaper is going to be able to pick off at least one Zergling. Ooh, should be able to get both. Very nice right here, but now the most important thing is getting the information that there is this Roach Warren on the way. And, well, oh, is he going to get the scout? Nice grenade will allow him to get the scout, and he's going to see this Roach Warren. That is a huge, huge move right there. Even going to be able to pick off a drone right now. Excellent grenade, possibly even a game-winning one if Ketsi can hold on. Now, already he's up 6 workers in this game, and he is going to be seeing this Roach move out coming across the map. Oh, that's so many Roaches and so many Lings. Ooh, Reaper will get picked off, but getting that information, very valuable. And we're going to see a tech lab coming down. I don't know if this bunker is in a safe enough position, but it is, of course, on the high ground. And, well, Mr. Sleep behind this, starting up a drone. Could he try and transition out of this? To be honest, once he sees that lack of a low ground, which he does now see, I think it's going to be very important that he tries to transition out of this. Oh, man, already these Roaches are at the front door, though, and his bunker on the high ground is not yet complete. Ravager's going to be morphing in, so this is going to be a very big commitment coming out of Mr. Sleep. Marines will get in the bunker, but the tank is not yet out. This Overlord very, very well placed right now. Corrosive Biles will start to go to work on this bunker. And we're going to need to see 3 or 4 SCVs pulled in order to try and keep that alive. It's already getting quite low, in fact. Tank is rallying out. It will finish up, and it is going to siege very nicely. But this supply depot wall, it is going to get broken. Tank's going to try and, well, actually, it's going to have an excellent set of pod shots here on these Ravagers and Roaches. And, wow, that tank is going to do everything right here to hold it off. 7 kills, going to be 8 kills as it kills that Ravager. And look at the resources lost. The wall just getting rebuilt in time. And Mr. Sleep is not going to be able... Oh, well, as I say that, not going to be able to break through. Will just barely break through. But with those Marines popping out, the wall being rebuilt, this should be a hold. Reactor does need to get repaired right here. Very, very important. And, oh, Liberator coming across the map. That is a big deal right now. Only a single Queen at home to deal with this. Oh, the Reactor getting burned down. It is going to get saved at 11 HP. Liberator will siege up. Oh, good job from Mr. Sleep right there, but he's still going to lose. Oh, no, will not lose any drones right there. Not yet, but seeing that there's no drones at the natural should make the Terran player very comfortable. Already 2 tanks out. Would love to see a 3rd one really get prioritized right here. Needs to resaturate this gas. Very important. Oh, that's a nice find right there. Grabbing a single drone is actually 5% of the economy of Mr. Sleep, and Ketsi is in a really advantageous position right now. Another Liberator being pumped out right now. Oh, and look at that. Excellent siege position right now on these Liberators. Oh, 4 drones getting taken out, and that, well, there is not a lot that can be done right now. Oh, nice reposition on this Queen. Will get it into a position where the Liberator cannot hit it, but 4 drones being pulled, a lot of lost mining time, and let's take a look at the resources gathered rate right here. Oof. Wow, that Liberator shot still went through. Funny little situation right there. Looks like Mr. Sleep is going to try and drone out of it. 7 drones now on the way, but man, this is a brutal situation for them. Ketsi with a lot of energy right now on these orbital commands. As soon as he lands that natural expansion, going to be able to get so much mining almost instantly. Oh, these Roaches. Oof, that is a lot of losses right there. That's half the Roaches. And now the low ground will be secured, and we are looking at a scenario. Well, I mean, Mr. Sleep's going to stay in the game, but he is in a really brutal, brutal scenario right now. Natural expansion finally being landed, but you have to take into account the fact that Mr. Sleep has really not been mining off of 2 full bases for most of this time. Oh, the Mule Hammer is about to have a profound impact on this game. Look at that. 4 mules immediately being called down. I would love to see him just spam them all. Just throw them all down right now. And, well, we're still going to see this income spike massively in favor of the green Terran player right here. Look at that go. Look at those mules. Gobble those minerals up. Oh, okay, these are a couple of interesting medevacs. Looks like, oh, wow. Okay, no, those kills are from earlier. Liberator is going to try and unsiege. Will be able to get away and still represent some threat here. Man, 3,000 minerals per minute versus just 1,1700 for the Zerg player. I was going to say, we should see the Terran start to think about a third base here. But to be honest, I mean, he is just so cozy in this game right now. He is in such a strong position. Ooh, Liberator. Okay, will avoid the Spore Crawler right there. Mr. Sleep is going to waddle around these this Liberator's position, but it still picks off 4 drones, which is, once again, it doesn't seem like much, but it is such a huge percentage of the overall economy. And everything is just cruising right now for the Green Terran player. Mr. Sleep is in a tremendously tough position. Absolutely staggered right now. Knocked back on his heels. And, well, we will see Ketsi start to move out here. And to be honest, if he moves out with this stimmed Marine Marauder force and just a couple of medevacs, this on its own may be enough to actually end the game. With the tanks in addition, I think that is... Well, it's going to be a very difficult push for Mr. Sleep to deal with. And even if he does manage to deal with it, he is still in a tremendously bad economic position. Ketsi, though, knowing that he is the last hope for his team, wanting to do everything he can to make absolutely sure that he is going to be able to take this one down. And honestly, that is a responsible choice right there. That's a responsible Terran. The Adventures of Responsible Terran. Responsible Terran doing his best. He's gonna try and take a win. And we'll be able to move forward here. Nice siege position. It is very safe right here. A couple Overlords being picked off. Hydra will get taken down. And, well, with +1 attack on these bio units, things are just looking so dire, if not impossible, for Mr. Sleep in this game number 3. Tanks will siege up off of creep. They are going to get jumped on a little bit here, but even, well, they're actually not even going to get taken down. The Bioforce will come back, protect them, and that is going to be just way too much to deal with for the Zerg player. Link's trying to run by that bio, but not going to be able to get through the barrage of gunfire from those green Marines, those mean green machines. And with that, third base is going to go down, and I think we are finally going to see the end of Mr. Sleep in this game number 3, and Facebook Lingstagram is not going to go down without a fight. Ooh, some Banelings are going to finish up here. They will get some huge connections, but a few Marauders still survive. Well, make it 2 now, thanks to that friendly fire, and that is still going to be enough to keep the pressure on. Behind all this, third base has been landed. Gas is being taken. 64 workers to just 38 drones and falling. And, well, there is not going to be anything that can be done for the red Zerg. He's going to try and get some Lings out here on top of these Marauders. We'll be able to, oh no, the retarget fire on the unbuildable plates. That means that those units will be able to survive right here. They're actually going to drop back into the main base, and, well, now the tanks can cover them. And ultimately, those Marauders will get taken out, but the tanks get some big shots at the end there. And now they lift up and go on home. Look at this cost efficiency, almost triple in favor of Ketsi, and what a beautiful, beautiful comeback game for the Facebook Lingstagram team. Planetary Fortress here at this third base. You know, it's not the most standard thing, but it is absolutely not going to be taken down by anything that Mr. Sleep can put together right here. There's just no way. And, well, now we're going to be seeing Ketsi move across the map with an army that ultimately... It's gonna have to have a tremendous, a truly awful mutiny of units for Mr. Sleep to have a chance here. He's down 100 supply, 75 of that is an army. He's down upgrades, only has Hydra speed and Hydra range against 1/1 Marine Marauder with combat shields, stim, and concussive. And, well, so those are very handsome-looking Hydralisks, but they are not going to be able to do too much right here. A couple of them already getting shaved off. This base trying to be rebuilt. But let's be real. Let's be honest. Third base getting taken out. There's just nothing that can be done. Ketsi is absolutely rolling forward right here. Operation Rolling Thunder. And he is going to be able to take down this game number 3 in just a little bit. Baneling's morphing in. Ketsi really playing this as safely as he possibly can, refusing to commit in to end this game. But, I mean, the writing is not just on the wall. It is on the ceiling, on the floor. It's all over the school. I've seen it around town somewhere. It was even in a different county. The writing is just everywhere right now. Siege Tank is going to awkwardly waddle forward. These Banelings will get a decent connection, but it's just not going to be anywhere near enough. And Mr. Sleep finally is going to get pushed into. No amount of Zerglings rallying out here will be able to save him. And Ketsi is going to take game number 3 for Facebook Lingstagram. Not going down without a fight. And there she be, there she blow. Game number 4. Let's get into it. Oh, that is a nice little turnaround right there. You know, it's important not to call games too early, but I think that there's definitely a point where games go from being you know, kind of in flux to a little bit favored to very favored to extremely over. And, well, it wasn't necessarily an extremely over for that whole time, but, you know, holding off that early aggression really put the Terran player in a great spot. And, well, now we're heading into game number 4 here. And it is going to be Cyril versus TBSS. Cyril, I believe, is a Zerg player, unless I'm mistaken. TBSS, well, we're looking at another ZVT. And I'm excited. I hope you all are. I hope you've got your hats on, whether they be red or otherwise, because they are going to be, well, we're going to be seeing a pretty good game number 4 here as the Terran player tries to send it into that game number 5, that ace match in which anything can happen, anyone can win. Cyril, though, trying to deny that situation. Going to be trying to put the icing on the cake and secure that 3-1. Of course, these teams are competing for the that upper echelon, that top seat in the consolation bracket. These two teams, of course, did win the first week of the consolation bracket. Facebook Lingstagram was able to 3-1 the Google GG Mail team. Of course, GG Mail, a great name right there. And the Red Hatlings were able to 3-0 Peloton Zealot Legs. The Peloton team has struggled a little bit here. These other two teams are playing this week as well. Just to give you some updates on what other games are going on. We've got Facebook Zuckerzerg going up against Bloomberg Bloomzerg. We've got the Shopify dropshippers, who I did allude to earlier. They're actually not in the highest tier there. They're going up against the IBM virtual private carriers. Some very clever names here. By the way, all of the Google teams are named Google 1E100, which of course is a way of notating Google, the number 1, and then 100 zeros afterwards. Very, very fun little bit of fun math thrown into the CEA there. And, well, game number 4 is going to be on Death Aura here. Cyril, not yet ranked this season. Now, that can mean two things. That can mean he's been, very busy, hasn't had time. Or what I suspect it means is that he is hiding some of his builds, trying to keep things secret and keep it safe from his opponents. And, well, let's see if that's the case here. Spawning up in the top left position of Death Aura, it is the Red Terran player from Facebook Lingstagram. Give it up for TBSS. The Battle Station. Oh, that's a great... Oh, my God. That's such a good podcast. or like radio station for people that build PCs. TBSS, the battle station. Oh, that's amazing. And I'm sure that's absolutely what he is. And we have spawning down in the bottom right, representing the Red Hatlings, trying to close out the series. It is Cyril. Hello, my name is Cyril. I am a very good player from Finland. I have practiced many strategies. I am quite good at video game. Cyril, by the way, if you've ever met him, he is just the most wonderful human being. Such a humble dude. Obviously, one of the hardest working players to ever touch the game, but just such a cool dude. Like, I remember meeting him at DreamHack Montreal, and he, like, just chatting with him about stuff, about strategy, and he was like, he was receptive. Like, you think it'd be like, oh, heck off, noob, you know? But he was like, oh, well, here you go, noob. And I was like, aw. He, of course, didn't call me a noob. But, you know, come on. We're all noobs next to Cyril. There's maybe 4 people in the world that can say they're not a noob compared to Cyril. And, well, they're pretty damn good at the game. Clem, Rainer, and, Maru, I guess? I don't know. Honestly, I would still say that Clem and Rainer are just streets ahead right now compared to everyone else. Ooh, Cure. Oh, Cure is... yeah, Cure. Yep, it's Cure. Of course, taking both of those 2 European Juggernaut Zergs down in King of Battles. I'd attach a spoiler tag, but it's been like at least 3 weeks to a month. And, well, look at this. We're seeing TBSS looking around the map. Looks like this Reaper is going to beeline right down for this 3rd base location. And going to try and deny that. Kind of using the double threat of this SCV at the 1 base and the Reaper at the other. And he is going to be able to get the denial. Nice job from TBSS. And that drone is dead. Oh, very nice job right now. And now we're seeing the Zerg contained to 2 bases a little bit. Now, of course, there are 2 base builds you can do. But as a Zerg player, you would prefer, most players that like to go 3 hatch really like to go 3 hatch, and conversely, most Terran most Zerg players that like to go 2 base are probably going to 2 base anyways. Cyril will ultimately get this hatchery down, but having that delayed, it's always uncomfortable. Anytime you can disrupt your opponent is such a nice thing. And once again, CEA, a really cool initiative to give these opportunity to these, you know, below pro tier level players, allow them to be in a competitive environment. I remember back when I was in the Collegiate Star League, playing for my university, you know, 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago even. Oh, 8 years ago, yeah. Just like feeling the pressure, and we would like workshop builds. And I remember going into the unit tester, and specifically, it was such a cool thing. We're just gonna go on a little tangent here. Such a cool thing because we had a ton of Zerg players on our team. We actually had Miss Spite was a member of our team. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar, but she did stream a little bit for a little while. Of course, a very talented Zerg player. But we had another guy who was very, very intelligent. His name was Pone Cakery, and he was a very relatively slow player. He'd average between 60 and 100 APM, but still was, you know, like close to high masters. Ooh, wow, really nice little surround right here with these Lings. Hellions getting a little bit sloppy right there, but they will slip out. Of course, they do have that butter all over them. Hellions, Reapers, such slippery units, and just barely making it out there. But nice micro still from TBSS to keep those alive. We are going to be seeing, by the way, a Baneling Nest and a Lair come down, as well as a 2nd gas. On the other side of the map, still just a 1-1-1. Ooh, there we go. Additional barracks coming down. Cyril, though, does see it with that Overlord. But yeah, going back to this very important tangential story I'm telling. So we were playing a ZVZ against a team that I knew had a really, really strong player on it, and we knew it would go to Muta versus Muta. We knew the guy was a little bit better than I was on paper. Both of us liked to play standard, but this was when the game was very far from figured out. So we figured it out. We were like, okay, what's better? +1 Carapace or +1 Flyer weapons? This might have even been in 2011, by the way. So it was like really, really early on. And so we went into unit tester. We tested it with some 2 groups of mutas, and every single time the +1 Carapace mutas won by such a huge margin. So we were like, all right, if it comes to Muta versus Muta, +1 Carapace. That's what you have to go. So comes to game time. We're going toe-to-toe. It's a macro game. Oh, nice surround on these Hellions, by the way. We'll take those down. Comes down to match day. The two teams go toe-to-toe. I'm up. I like fall behind from some early, I think, Ling Bane pressure. I'm behind in the game, but I know that if I can get up to these +1 Carapace Mutas, sure enough, like, that's the right play, and, you know, we'll play it out. And sure enough, that's what happens. He goes for +1 attack. I go for +1 Carapace. I'm behind in the Muta numbers by 1 or 2, but thanks to this, like, workshopping we did, I was able to win the fight, turn the game around, and that was, like, ended up being the decisive point for our game in that match. And it was just such an incredible feeling. And it is so nice that this kind of thing, that kind of, like, being the hero for your team can come back in the form of this CEA, this Corporate Esports Association, and I'm just really happy to see it. And right now, TBSS is trying to play the role of hero to get his team into that ace match. And, well, so far, just to bring you back to the game right here, we are in a pretty even scenario. Cyril did go for that very safe Baneling speed first off of a very quick layer, and going for rather fast +1 upgrades and even a very quick infestation pit. I'm thinking we're going to see an extremely fast Hive out of the green Zerg player. Meanwhile, on the other, there it is. Hive immediately starts up 7 minutes and 10 seconds. My God, what a quick transition right there. Meanwhile, TBSS landing the third base right now. Stim not quite done. Oh man, this Zergling really causing a nuisance right here. And we are going to be seeing a lot of Ling Bane move forward. This is a lot of Widowmines, but TBSS does not have them all that well placed just yet. Hydra Den coming down as well for Cyril. Going to be wanting to go right up into that 2-2 if he can, unless he's going to go for a good number of Banelings. Already got quite a few on the map. How many Banelings do we have? 14 Banes. Could go for quite a few more and try and maybe bust this third base. Oh, TBSS really needs to get some of those mines in position on that third base. Nope, looks like Cyril is just going to try and use this Ling Bane in order to take down some of those rocks. And, well, that's a good call right there. 1-1 nearly finished up here for the Terran player. Needs to start up an armory pretty shortly, or is going to get kind of capped on these upgrades. Ooh, Stim will come forward, and here a bunch of Ling Bane is going to try and move forward. Big Stim coming down. No drilling claws on these Widow Mines. 1-1 not yet done on the bio. Big connections with that Ling Bane, and the Speed Banes will get a lot. Nice kind of return damage from these Widow Mines, but Cyril just got quite, well, actually, you know what? Most of the SCVs, I think, did survive. Yeah, only a couple of them went down. So, not the end of the world. Looks like, ooh, 7 of them got into a medevac. Very cute right there. But here is a big problem for the Terran player. Cyril going up to an Ultra Cavern. 2-2 on the way. Adrenal Glands. That Hydra speed already well along. And we'll probably be seeing Hydra range come down after that. Good job from Cyril to take down more of these rocks. And it looks like Cyril is still in a really good position in this game. Was able to get a decent little bit of damage done to TBSS's army. And, oh, there we go. Armory is coming down. But like I said, it is quite a bit late right here. And things are kind of struggling for the red Terran player. Ultralisks are now on the way. And, well, this is a really tough position for TBSS to deal with. Needs to really get up to a 4th base and start adding on, you know, maybe some Liberators, maybe some Ghosts, something to help deal with those Ultras. Of course, Marauders are a lot better against Ultras than they used to be. There was a long... Oh, no, there's SCVs in there. TBSS, what is happening? Oh, no. Oh, just now realizing that it was SCVs in there the whole time. And, well, that was not ideal. 2-2 is nearly done for the Zerg, and we may see chitinous plating plus 2-2 as a very strong timing here, and a huge anti-timing for TBSS. Chitinous plating not yet done, but there's so many Banes here. A lot of Widow Mines as well, but they're not all that well spaced. And, well, oh, oof, I was going to say Cyril's about to go for it, but he does hold back a little bit. Drop will kind of split off from the main force. Ooh, big stims coming down. Ultras do have chitinous plating now. The Baneling's going to splash in on these units. Oh, Widowmines not getting the greatest shots. One of them was pretty good. The other two not amazing, though. And, oh, where'd that drop go? Okay, it looks like it was not removed from the hotkey, unfortunately. A little bit tough right there. And now a big stim is going to come down once again. There are more Widow Mines in the back. Only 3 that have not yet fired, but the other 3 are about to come off a cooldown. Lot of energy on these queens for transfuse. And still, it is just 1-1 against 2-2 and chitinous plating ultras with 3-3 on the way. If it gets up to 3-3 versus 1-1, oh man, those ultras are never going to die. As it is, they are very, very beefy boys. Looks like that drop on the right side was finally cleaned up. Scan has cleared out a little bit of creep, but now the wraparound is trying to come in on the army. TBSS is in a lot of trouble. Both players are currently maxed out. And, well, this Widowmine field is continuing to get larger and larger. Finally, 2-2 is on the way, but there is going to be a timing where it's going to be 3-3 versus just 1-1. And there we go. That is the move I was looking for from Cyril. Sending some units across the map to try and get some counterattack damage done. And, well, I'll be honest, things are looking very dire right now for the Red Terran player. Oh, there is no... the wall is not yet closed, and Lings... Ooh, okay, they are going to get kept out for the moment. Command Center, though... Oh, no, it's actually not going to get taken down, but the wall is breached, and that is its own problem. Banelings will break through here, but all of the Banelings now have been used up for that. And, well, SCVs will mostly be kept alive here, actually, and the bunker is going to be able to clean this up, but that was still a lot of damage being done to TBSS, and this will buy time for the 3-3 to complete before this army can push back across the map. And actually, it looks like, oh no, a good number of SCVs did in fact fall. Gameheart not up and running on this game, so I was like, wow, like he must have only lost 1 SCV. That's incredible. But no, not going to be the case. And now Cyril, with 3-3 finishing, will go for an attack on this third base. Lings are going to try and get in on top of this Marine Marauder, and they are going to cleave right through it with the help of those 3-3 Adrenal Glands Lings. 3-3 Lings versus 1-1 Bio is a devastatingly one-sided fight. Stim being used, but the units are already too low to even a Stim, and this should be the nail in the coffin. Cyril is going to be able to take it for his team. It certainly looks that way anyways. Liberator will try and siege up, but the Hydras are going to be able to take it down. Command Center getting canceled. Ultralisks running rampant, wreaking havoc in this third base. The Natural is breached. The third Command Center, oh, not going to get taken down, but is set ablaze. And TBSS not going to be able to send it to that ace match, as I'm sure his team was hoping. But this is going to be a big win for the Red Hatlings, and they have got to be very happy with this one. Trying so desperately as TBSS to hold on in the main base. Of course, that fourth Command Center is a planetary and will hold on for a little bit. Liberator is going to get taken out, though, from the low ground, in fact. And TBSS will tap out here. And the Red Hatlings are going to be able to take game number 4. And with that, the series, what a well-done performance from the Red Hatlings there. And, well, we're going to see if we can get an interview right now. First things, we're going to try and get interviews with both players. Unfortunately, it seems Zip, the captain of the Red Hatlings, is not available, but we will try and get a meeting with another one of his players. And we will also try and get the captain of the Facebook Lingstagram team. Just going to see if we can get that all arranged. Of course, as always, thank you for bearing with us. And we are, yeah, we're just going to get that all squared away. Very well done right there from Cyril. A really solid game number 4, taking it down for his team, and you got to appreciate the effort that went in there. Very, very nice stuff. So that is going to put the Facebook Lingstagram team at 1-1, and the Red Hatlings at 2-0 in this area.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Just one sec. We're gonna get your camera all finagled, as the technical term is. Oh. Perfect. Always a fun little exercise. I'm sure you're.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to do streaming and get all the things lined up so they all look good, right? It's a lot of art behind the scene.
It's a blast. You got to know. All right, and that is pretty. Yeah, that's pretty all right. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. So first things first. Oh, love your sweater. If you want to kind of bring
Oh,
that
thank
up a
you.
little bit, highlight that.
Oh yeah, sure. It's I also have a hat, which unfortunately is not physically here. Well, it's here, but I don't know where it is.
No worries. First things
Yeah,
first.
I got this from last BlizzCon.
Oh, that's nice. That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Not the opportunity to get that is unfortunately not there this year, but glad that you could get some
Yeah.
stuff. First things first. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I play as Singularity, work for Facebook. Been playing Protoss now for um I want to say 5 years. I'm not exactly sure. A long time, but I've been following the field for quite a while. Just enjoying watching the professionals play and trying to play like at 1% of their capability.
I know the feeling. It is not easy. They really set an impossibly high bar. But you guys had a fun performance this week. It was obviously a tough loss, but still a really well fought series, and yeah, very enjoyable to watch. How long have you guys been kind of in the CEA? I guess kind of coordinating as a community, and who's like been the big driving force behind that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's I want to say for Facebook, it's been there for 2 years or so. Uh, Originally, it was a team that was primarily masters or like high diamonds. Arcane has been driving that. Is this in-game name for like the last, I want to say, year. Recently, though, we've been getting enough people now. We've been creating other teams. So the team that I'm running on Instagram is more the diamonds and the platinums. And that team has only been around for like this season, actually.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you guys are even expanding the roster, as it were.
Yeah, so now again up to two teams, which is nice. We have our own little group, and we're trying to advertise and get more people within the company to join and join in the fun.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So, what? I guess we haven't interviewed you yet. What charity are you guys playing for? Obviously, you know
Um,
it's at the end, but it's still good to raise some awareness, talk about that a little bit.
yeah, we're doing by my recollection, the Doctors Without Borders, which was one that we thought had a very good mission.
Oh, absolutely. I think they're fantastic people, and it's always nice when you can support them. Even
Oh, for sure.
obviously you guys are in the consolation now, but very very good stuff. That just give the support. They work real hard. So
Absolutely.
obviously you guys did get knocked down to consolation, but what were your goals kind of going into the season, and what are your goals, I guess, moving forward in general?
Yeah, yeah. My all goals primarily at this time are to get more interest and make sure that people can have a good time, learn, and meet other players who love the game of Starcraft. And hopefully some of them will migrate up and do more higher level leagues for those that really get into it. But for right now, it's primarily just to continue to raise interest and to continue to have a good time with friends.
Awesome. Yeah, that's ultimately like StarCraft can be a real lonely game sometimes when you're just grinding it on the ladder. So anytime you can kind of introduce that community, that's a really great thing. And
Absolutely.
we all started at bronze. Let's be honest. Like no one started as a pro, so it's it's always a long climb. Do you guys scrim it all together? Do you I guess practice together?
We do a little, not too much, primarily because scheduling right now is just a little difficult to line everyone up. But we at least try to encourage each other and share. We do share some like replays and such, and try to assist each other for learning.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, is there anyone on the team that kind of acts as like an in-game leader or like maybe your strategy guy or anyone that you can kind of point to, want to shout out and is like, yeah, like this one, they're the one that comes up with all the builds or like they do all this research. Anyone who you kind of want to shout out, I guess.
I mean, I'd say for our team, we don't do too much of that. We focus more on just the fundamentals, like how do you actually improve at the game. But at least for the head of the Facebook group would be Arcane. He does a bit of that as well.
Fair enough.
The more deep, in depth stuff.
Nice. That's very cool. And first of all, thank you so much for joining me. Are there any closing thoughts before I let you go?
No, I just say thanks for casting us. I hope everyone enjoyed the games. It's been fun, and hope to see you all again another week.
Awesome. Looking forward to it, and have a wonderful, wonderful Halloween, as it were.
Likewise. Boo.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Bye bye.
Awesome. Once again, that was Singularity, the leader of the Facebook Lingstagram team. Always cool to see. Nice to see them expanding their teams, as it were. Very neat stuff. And we are actually going to be able to get another interview here. It is going to be with the player you just saw. We weren't able to get the captain, but oh, sorry. Just coordinating that interview right now. We are going to be able to get an interview with Cyril here, the player who was able to actually get that 3-1 secured for his team. And while we're waiting for them to set up, once again, let me take the opportunity to thank the sponsors here, the Corporate Esports Association. Thank you to them for having me on in general, but Gilded.gg. They are the title sponsor of this league here, and big thanks to them. Of course, you can check that out. That's where the everything is being hosted off of, all the brackets and all that. And you can thank Shopify as well for sponsoring us. Really appreciate it there. They, of course, have their own team, and they've got some pretty good players. You might have heard of them. Wait, did Shopify? Yeah, Shopify picked up Zero, the eternal ace, it would seem, of the CEA, the kind of haunting specter that kind of looms for all of the top tier teams, and someone that you got to kind of be ever aware of and ever worried about. But they did have. Funnily enough, they did have a little bit of a tougher season here, and they weren't able to actually make it into the placement matches, or the placement league, I should say. So they're in a little bit of a weird scenario where they're in Challenger, and they are going to have to really turn it on in order to qualify for that final bracket and give themselves a chance at the championship, which I'm sure they are looking for. And they did already go down 3-1 this last week. So not off to the best start here. Of course, they didn't play Zero. So you know what? Maybe they're not as worried about this just yet. And I've heard tell that they're gonna turn it on when things get a little bit more intense, a little bit more serious. But congratulations, I suppose, to Microsoft A Team for being able to take them down. And awesome, we are just about ready here. Gonna give Cyril a call and bring him on to the voice chat. Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Do you have a webcam we can use, or is it just going to be audio? Audio's fine if that's all you got.
there should be a webcam.
You may
Is it
have
not
to,
showing?
You should have to. So there's a drop down right next to the camera. If you just do turn on camera, you should be able to get that set up. Yeah, there's so many little things that are very simple, but they're always a little bit of a pain.
Is it?
They're always a little bit of a pain when it comes to setting up, Zoom meetings and Discord calls and just production in general. That's why there's
Yes.
a whole industry devoted to it.
Yes, I clicked.
Hey,
yeah, Discord has access to my camera. Oh, you can see me. Okay, fantastic.
Awesome. Just gonna get that. Oh, just gotta pop this out. Oh, yes, there we go. Bing, bang, boom. It's always a fun time setting this up. But I swear I've gotten better at it over time. Still terrible, but better. And
So
there we go.
am I allowed to grab my beer on the CA channel, or is that forbidden?
Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna give the
Fantastic.
Yeah, perfect. So congratulations, first things first. That was a great game to seal it out for your team.
Thank you.
But before we go ahead, why don't you introduce yourselves? Introduce yourself, I should say, for the people at home.
Well, I'm Cyril, not to be confused with Cyril, as our own caster keeps saying. I'm not doing an impression of Johan Todd Merlo. I'm just French, and I speak with the same terrible accent as he does. Yeah, and I've recently discovered that my company had a Starcraft team in the CEA, so I decided to join because I had never really been competing in Starcraft, and I've been having a lot of fun with them for the past 2 seasons of CEA. We've had the pleasure of being on the main channel, casted by I think Maynard, Fear Dragon, and yourself. So it kind of feels like being a pro gamer, except I'm at 3.9k MM or something like that. So it's pretty fun.
Well, that's good. That is, of course, the goal. Is give that kind of feeling, that kind of sense of I guess competition. And it's glad that you've kind of gotten that feeling a little bit. It's hard to capture, but it's very enjoyable. So you mentioned this is your first year. Do you know much about the team that you're a part of, about the Red Hatlings? Do you know anything about their history?
It's actually my second season. I'm not sure exactly. I know they took a break for a season last year, but they at least played. It is at least our third season, and it's also the first season where we have enough player to be able to field 2 different teams. So the Hatlings is the team that the people at home saw playing today, and we also have a team called the Rex, which is a more. It's a team filled with players who are mostly playing for fun rather than for winning. And the fun thing is that they had better results than us this year, so probably we'll switch the names around next season.
Oh, there you go. That's always interesting when that kind of thing happens, and that's the beauty of the kind of competitive format is one best of one clan war. All you need to do is prepare real well, and all of a sudden you can find yourself kind of stealing some games. Now, you mentioned that you've been a part of the team for 2 years. I actually remember casting you a little bit last year. That was a lot of fun. Obviously, you can't speak to like the running of the team format, but for you personally, what was kind of your goal going into the year, going into I guess this season? Yeah.
Um, I think so. I wasn't in a team or anything before, so the main thing is that I get to have a team and other players with whom I can discuss the games I play. So even apart from CEA, we have a little Discord channel where we're able to discuss strats and what we find difficult to face on ladder mostly. So it makes Starcraft a less solitary experiment when we have people to talk to and with whom we can discuss our games. And regarding CA, I know that a lot of players are really really good. Like some of them are probably on a semi-pro level, like they're GM or really high masters. So my goal was to get to like 50% win rate, and I think I'm more at like 30 or 40%. But it's pretty nice sometimes. So I've never played someone who was actually GM or anything, but I've played people who were like 500 MMR above me, and these are very difficult games, but they're also very interesting because I can look at the replays and see exactly how they managed to get ahead, and it's very often little things. So it helps improve. It helps me improve my own games. And it's a fun experiment. The best of one format is not one I really like. I would rather have a bunch of best of threes. But it also makes for exciting matches where the underdog can win, or it's not really straightforward where a diamond player is always going to completely destroy a platinum player. There are surprises, and it makes a fun experience.
Yeah, no, there's to speak to your point. There's definitely been some surprises this year. I think the either the first like preseason match or the first week match, a gold league player beat a diamond player, and then the same week I think there was another like 600 MMR difference between two players, and the lower MMR player won. And then that same week where it did end up going to the ace match, and the ace player for the one team was like mid to high masters, and it still was actually like there was a scenario where if one little decision had gone differently, that team that was like so much the underdog would have actually won it in the ace match, and it's just so crazy to see. So it's cool to see that you guys are experiencing maybe not that level of variance, but some pretty cool opportunities at the very least. So you spoke kind of mostly about improvement and the ability to play against higher level players. Do you guys scrim much? I know you mentioned talking strategy, but do you scrim much amongst yourselves?
You mean do we train much amongst ourselves?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So we have two meetings a week where people play. The issue is that most of my teammates are based in the US and I'm in France, so I can't really join because I would have to play at 3 or 4 a.m. So I don't get to train as much as the others. But they should try to train. Like if they know they're going to face another Tyrann player, they try to get our Tyrann players and play against them. We also we watch a bunch of replays, and sometimes we offer advice to other players. Like we'll watch replays together and say, "How this guy does this, so you should probably counter by doing this every game. You can probably blindly counter or something like that." So yeah, we take the games quite seriously, and we try to do our best to be well prepared when the clan war starts.
Nice. That's I've heard that from a lot of teams. A lot of preparation goes into it, so it's cool to see that it kind of extends pretty much throughout the whole league. A lot of teams take it seriously. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Before I let you go, anyone you want to either shout out on the team or any social media or any shout outs whatsoever you want to give?
Well, shout out to all my teammates, even though they make fun of me because I try to macro too hard all the time. Shout out to CEA and shout out to you because apparently you cast a lot of the CEA games and it's always fun being casted by you. I'll probably go back and watch the video of our match after the interview's done. So
Nice.
thank you.
Yeah,
And
well,
thanks for having me.
thank you for joining us, and congratulations once again. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon and a happy Halloween.
Thank you.
All right, once again, that was Cyril. Big thanks to him for joining me here, keeping me company while Beowulf's away. And well, that is gonna wrap us up for the corporate side of the CEA this week. We will be kind of coming back in about 40 minutes time for the collegiate side, and that is going to be, who do we have today? I've got it written down. Always fun getting this all jumbled up, as it were. It is dun 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 dun. Lakat matatag normalin. I believe it is the Emory Proletariat Probes versus the OSU Buckeye SC2 team. So once again, that is going to be in about 40 minutes time. Big thank you for tuning in. Big thank you to the teams for having us on, or for playing for us. And big thank you to the CEA for having me on. And once again, we will be back in about 40 minutes. If you're heading out and you just were watching the collegiate or the corporate side, we will be back next week as always. It will be Beowulf on his own. I once again have a wedding to go to, but the week after that should be back to normal, and will be another duo cast. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. That is going to do it for me for the moment, but we will... we actually, you know what? I may just end up putting up another countdown timer as an outro. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful afternoon.